So first thing you want to do is open up a certain AI. It could be ChatGPT, it could be Gemini, whichever you prefer. They're all going to be able to pretty much do this. Then once you have it open, here we're going to use ChatGPT today as a reference. Google Gemini looks pretty similar to this. Let's say we're trying to write an email and I recently applied to Google, and let's say it's been over 2 weeks and they said they would get back to me in 2 weeks, and it's been just a few days over. So I'm getting a little concerned and I want to send them an email back. I just want to make sure I word it properly, make sure it's not coming across too aggressive back to Google and to the hiring manager that it may be. So you're going to be amazed at how fast this is and how much time you can save by using AI to write your emails for you versus 30 to 40 minutes. It's only going to take you a couple minutes to write these emails now. First thing we want to do is give it a persona. Let it know where you're coming from, what position you are in. So in this situation, I am an applicant towards Google to be an IT manager, we'll call it. All right, so I'm going to let them know in chat. I recently applied to Google to become an IT manager. Now I want to start to give it a context before I keep going. Now that I gave it a persona of where I'm coming from, I'm an applicant towards Google wanting to be an IT manager. Now I need to know some context behind it. It's been over 2 weeks. I haven't heard back from them. I want to do a follow-up letter, which can be really pivotal, making sure I'm not too aggressive sounding and not interfering with them or seeming impatient. And I want to have a nice balance of how this email sounds. It's very important because this is their first or one of their first times communicating with me during this application process. So now we're going to give it some context. I'm also going to put in there maybe the name of the hiring manager, we'll call it, which will be Mike. So I spoke with Mike over a Zoom call meeting and want to send him an email to check on my application status. To check on my application status. Okay, so there we go. I think it's important to add certain things like this so that the more details you're giving AI, the more it has to work with. Versus if I didn't tell it was a Zoom call meeting, they might have put something in there that said, hey, love that I caught a cup of coffee with you during the hiring process, which would totally not been true. And that where we met was through Zoom and not in person. The more details you give it to work with, the more it's going to understand the situation and help you even more and better in the process. Now I want to assign a task to AI. So we did a persona, then we gave it some context of what we're trying to do. But now I want to give it the actual task, because what if my task was just help me with a banner or a signature at the end of my email? That's not what I want. I want it to actually help me with the actual email. So please help me with an email to reach back out to Mike and not to sound too aggressive or bothersome. Okay, gave it some context, nice little prompt. Another thing you could do, we'll save this for another video, is I could ask it to write the prompt. So I'm writing my own prompt right now, but I could also ask AI or ChatGPT or Gemini to, hey, help me with a prompt for this situation. Boom, it'll give you a prompt, and then be able to use that prompt to even better communicate with AI. But that's for another video. We are going to send this through now and see what ChatGPT has for us. Okay, awesome. Nice, short, couple paragraphs to the point. Here it is. Hi, Mike. I hope you've been doing well. I wanted to follow up and thank you again for taking the time to speak with me over Zoom. I really enjoyed our conversation and learning more about the IT manager role in the team at Google. I know you mentioned the timeline was around 2 weeks, so I just wanted to check in to see if there were any updates on the status of my application. I remain very interested in the opportunity and would be happy to provide any additional information if helpful. Thanks again for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you when convenient. Best regards, Tyler. An email like this for me personally would probably take 30 to 45, maybe even an hour long, just to make sure everything's well written and well understanding and not coming across the wrong way. But let's say if you thought it sounded too much like AI, or if you think that it sounded too polished or not polished enough, you can simply prompt after this email that, can you make this email more polished? So if again, you think it's too friendly or too casual, you can tell it, hey, become more professional, or vice versa. Hey, this is a little too professional. I know this individual pretty well. We can be a little bit more friendly with it. Or please don't sound too much like AI, which does happen from time to time. They use the word game changer a lot, which I really don't like to use. That's a tell for me when I read text. If it says game changer in it, usually AI wrote it. But there you go. They just wrote something up a little bit more polished for us. And it's as simple as that. So again, use this, save your own time, way less stress, collect your thoughts, get it together, and have a great day. Catch you guys in the next video.